Hello there, my name is Sharon, and I'm here with Mike Solomon, author of Launch, Advertising and Promotion in Real Time with Flat World Knowledge. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Sharon.
Is this the first textbook that you've published?
No, hardly. I've been publishing textbooks for quite a while. I've got several books that I've published with Prentice Hall that have been around for quite a while. I'll be having the 9th edition of my consumer behavior book coming out in a few months, and also working on the 7th edition of a Principles of Marketing book. So this is hardly the first undertaking for me in this area.
Outstanding. Most of the people who are listening to this particular podcast are probably doing so because they're considering writing. So can you tell them what made you decide to publish your advertising text with Flat World Knowledge?
Sure. This is a really fascinating business model. Obviously, it's kind of a noble experiment, and I really admired the approach that the founders of Flat World were taking. Obviously, everybody in the textbook industry is really struggling to find ways to deliver value to students on affordable platforms. Everybody's looking at different techniques to do that, and this seemed like a really good approach and was one that I really was eager to try. There are several factors that made it very attractive to me as an author. One of those, of course, is accessibility. Because the entire book is online, that means that anybody can use the book, and I think it's kind of an exciting idea that literally anyone around the world is able to, with an internet connection, of course, is able to get access to the contents. And of course, the affordability issue is a huge one. And as a faculty member, I get harangued by my students constantly about the rising price of textbooks. So
I'm sure.
We're all concerned about that. And obviously, the Flat World model allows us to deliver the books and the content to students either free online or very reasonably priced offline, and gives them a lot of choices in terms of the way that content gets delivered. And finally, of course, as a professor, I like the idea that I'm able to take the contents of the book and tailor them to my own style. Each of us has our own ideas about the best ways to present material, which material should be presented, in what order, and so on. And the platform allows you to basically take my content and make it work in a way that makes you happy. And finally, of course, in terms of the financial aspects, I like the idea that I'm compensated for every aspect of the book that people buy. Traditionally, of course, you need a lot of supplements to attract people to buy a book, but those are kind of treated as losses in terms of the balance sheet, and the author doesn't make any revenue from that. But with the Flat World model, I'm actually compensated for all aspects of the package. If a student decides to buy a study aid, for example, I'm able to get some revenue from that. So it's really much more of a whole package, and everything generates value rather than cost. So that's very attractive, I think, to a textbook author.
Well, Mike, thank you for your time. You're a professional, a phenomenal author, and we couldn't be happier to have you here publishing a book with Flat World Knowledge. It's an honor to work with you, and thanks for your time today.
Thank you, Sharon.